Hello everybody, it's Christine from Christine Stamping Spot. Let's try take 2. I don't know how this is going to work with my phone today. It's kind of being a little ornery, so I'm still backwards. Oh, there we go. There we go. I think it's okay now. Okay, sorry about that. You think you get this figured out and boom, the next time you try it, it's just all backwards again. So I'm sorry about that. So how are you? Let me know if you are tuning in today or if you're watching the replay. I hope to see you today. It is Friday, November, what is today? The 21st already. Oh my goodness, we are just flying through the months. So we're going to take a look at another Christmas, I guess kind of Christmas, not necessarily just Christmas bundle. And it is the, let me just flip my camera so I can show you. I can figure this out. One sec, close your eyes. Okay. All right, can you see that? I'm doing a different orientation for some reason today, so I hope you can see my hands and what we're going to be doing. So let me just adjust this a little bit. You can tell I'm not a techie, right? Oh my gosh. There we go. I think you can see that, right? Give me a thumbs up if you can. I hope you can. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we are going to take a look at this Light and Wonder bundle today. I'll just keep adjusting everything here. Okay, this Light and Wonder bundle I have not used yet. How many of you have this or have used it? This is part of our Lights of Aurora suite of products in the mini right here on page 36. And this is sort of a tribute to our beautiful, beautiful Northern Lights. And I was in Las Vegas at Backstage last week, which is Stampin' Up's leadership conference, and had a fabulous time. Met lots of wonderful, wonderful people, old ones, made some great new friends, met a bunch of the leadership team from the home office, and learned a lot, had a lot of sessions, a little bit of information overload by the end of the day. But we were able, my husband came with me and we were able to do some things on our own. We still had time for that, but it was just a really wonderful experience. So if you ever have a chance to go, you should. It's definitely well worth it. Okay, I digress. So here, back to this suite. So it's on page 36 and 37 of the mini. And when I was in Vegas, I saw some beautiful photos from people of the Northern Lights that were visible here back home. And it must have just happened to be a beautiful, clear night. And sometimes they say with the Northern Lights, if you take a photo of them, they almost show up better on the photo than with the naked eye. And unless you're in a really, really dark spot where there's no artificial light or street lights coming in, sometimes they are amazing too. And different parts of the country, of course, you see them better than others. But this particular night that they were out, people could still see some of the pinks and the purples and the greens and all of those. So they are truly a spectacle to see if you have never seen them. And so this suite actually focuses on our beautiful Northern Lights. So we are going to take a look at this today. And this is the stamp set, and these are the dies. So you get a whole bunch of different pieces that you can work with. These are for some trees, some smaller trees, some larger trees. You can make your sample or your card as simple or as involved as you like, depending on which dies you use. So we're going to kind of go the simple route today. And I'm going to use this smaller die, but you've got these larger trees. You've got this one, which makes kind of for, you know, you can use it for snow, to outline some snow. You've got some here that are like a mountaintop. If I can get this out. So you've kind of got the mountains in the background. Just and clouds. You've got lots of different pieces, and I know there are lots of different ideas out there on Pinterest and different sites that you can see different samples to maybe get some inspiration. And the sentiments in here are kind of interesting. They are kind of like a little puzzle, right? You can kind of put together whatever greetings you want. So may your day be filled with love or light or wonder or magic, or embrace the magic, embrace the light, or just a thank you, you are a wonder, or may your day be filled with wishing you a year of, right? So you can sort of puzzle and put together whatever you want. So not necessarily just for Christmas, but we're going to sort of turn it into a bit of a Christmas card today. So I just wanted to show you quickly before we get started, because I'm just so excited about this, our beautiful, beautiful designer paper. So this is called our Lights of Aurora 6x6 Designer Series paper. And you get 48 sheets like normal. However, let me just count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get 8 sheets of particular patterns. Okay, so the backgrounds are all very neutral. Okay, some are kind of cloud. There's a bit of a, you know, different clouds, skies there, some black, and these different colors at the back, but the fronts are what's so amazing. So you've got a couple of different patterns. You've got this one, which is awesome. You have this one, and oh, these are all so beautiful. This one right here, and whoops, you've got this beautiful one right there. And so you get 1, 2, 6 times 8, so 6 different patterns. But you get 8 sheets of each, so that kind of makes it easier if you're doing a class, or if you're just wanting to make a whole bunch of different cards, using the same paper but maybe different sentiments on them. You can certainly add sentiments from other stamp sets that you have too, right? But these are just so beautiful. So a really fun stack of paper right there. Okay, so I'm getting to today's project, which is this one. So we're going to go, like I said, kind of the more simple route. I'm just going to use the one die, and I know others, I've seen other beautiful samples where they've used multiples of those dies to create a real sort of scenic effect. And feel free to play around with it, because, you know, you can come up with some really, really beautiful cards, and different parts of the designer paper as well. Okay, so I'm going to bring out my paper trimmer. I'm going to get started. So first off, we have a piece of basic black, because we're going to do a nighttime scene. Okay, so I'm just going to put this up here. Okay, so our usual 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So this is going to be our card base. And then I pulled out this pattern. I thought we would try something a little bit different. And my only question is, I'm not always sure which direction this paper should go. I think it's more like maybe this, because sometimes they swirl down, right? Or they swirl to the side. So let's do it this way. Okay, so I'm going to grab my paper trimmer, and we're going to cut this at 5 1/4. 5 1/4 by 3, I think, because we don't need the whole piece of paper on the card. We just need it to go kind of right below where this tree line starts. Okay, so we're going to go 5 1/4 wide. And then you can decide, do you want the top or the bottom? I'm going to maybe go with the top. So that will be, oh, hi, Catherine. Nice to see you. I know, this Lights of Aurora is amazing. Okay, and then we're going to go 3. Okay, so this is going to be the top part of our card. So when we're ready, we're going to put it right here at the top. So that will be kind of the sky. Okay, now I have another piece of basic black, and this is also, I believe, 5 1/4, is it 5 1/4 by 3 as well. Okay, so both 5 1/4 by 3, really easy to remember. And this is where I'm going to cut out my tree line. Okay, so the die is wider than my paper, which is fine. The actual width of the die is 6 inches, so it would just fit through your die cutting machine because the width of our platform is 6 inches. But it's okay, I don't mind if it's over a bit, because then I can always just trim off the edge, and I can kind of position which trees I really like. So I'm going to kind of move this die a little bit to the top. I hope you can see this. Just a little bit to the top. And that's going to give us room on the bottom to put our greeting, okay? So I think I'm going to put it probably about there. So give me 1 second to just cut this out. I'll be right back. And I apologize for any shaking on the table. Okay, so let's see what we have here. And of course, this piece that we cut off, you can use for a second card. So you basically get 2 cards with this orientation out of 1 piece of paper. Okay, so this is what we have. And when you take your die off, this just pops out, and you have your tree line right there. Is that not just so cool? And it looks like, you know, you've got the night shadow on there. Okay, so let me just lay these down on each other just to see that they match up, which they do. Oh, is that not something else? Look at that. Oh my gosh. Each one is so different. Like, look at here. We have the pinks, and this one we're going to have the blues. Oh my. Oh, I love it. Okay, so before we put this together, we are going to emboss our greeting here in white embossing powder. Okay, so on this one, I did use the greetings from the Light and Wonders. So I said, wishing you a year of light. Okay, but this one, I pulled out a different old stamp set, our Christmas labels. This one has some nice little greetings too. Merry Christmas. I'm going to use this Peace on Earth right here. This might have been from last year. I'm not 100% sure. But that's the one I'm going to use. But you could use whatever, right? Whatever stamp sets or you have as well. So let me get my embossing buddy, my powder, and your heat tool. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe this with my embossing buddy. This is all part of our embossing kit that you can get with the embossing buddy. Okay, so that just is to keep your static down a little bit. And we're going to ink this up with our Versamark, which is sort of our watermark glycerin ink. So let's just ink this up. And I'm going to put this a little towards the bottom here. So I have enough room. You could do it in the center. I'm just going to stamp it on the right. And then let's add some of that white embossing powder. If you wanted to do a metallic, you could, like a gold or a silver. I like the white because I think it just really stands out beautifully. So let me just get rid of this before I spill it all over the table. It's so fine. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hi Marlene. Hi Kathleen. Nice to see you this morning. Okay, so let me get out my heat tool. We are going to heat set this. So make some noise. You can see that sort of melting into the black. Okay, so I think that looks like it's pretty much set. What do you think? You see a bit of that shine on there? If it still looks a little bit dull, that means it hasn't quite been heat set enough, because you kind of want it to look like it has a bit of a sheen and a shine to it. Now, don't touch it necessarily right after, because you can burn yourself, or, you know, it's very hot. Okay, so there's our piece on earth. Oh, okay, so let's try putting this together. Let's see here. I just want to double check that my computer is still where it's supposed to be. I think so. I think we're good. Okay, so we are going to put our designer paper on the top. And leaving a little bit of a border up here. Okay, like this. Oh, I have to change my cutting blade. I have been cutting so much paper this week because I'm doing my Christmas class tomorrow and I'm very excited, but I kind of lost a little bit of time when I was in Las Vegas, and so I was like cranking out the dies and the paper trimmer and changing my blades, but I think I might have to change it again. When your paper starts to fray a little bit, that's kind of a sign that your blade might be starting to get a little bit dull. And you'll notice it on the designer paper typically first because it's a little bit thinner. Okay, so this one, now we have a choice here. On this, my sample, I just laid it down flat. Okay, I don't know if you can see. The trees still look like they're popping up a little bit. But you know what? I'm wondering if we should pop this up with some dimensionals. What would that look like? Oh my goodness. What do you think, guys? Should I? Shouldn't I? What's your vote? I think I might. I think I might, just to see. Doesn't mean, you know. Oh, and you know what would look good here? Oh my goodness, instead of the white dimensionals, hang on. I'm gonna go take a peek if I have some black dimensionals. 1 second. I used to, but I don't know if I do still. gosh, I don't have them here. They're probably downstairs, but now that I'm thinking about it, we do have some black Stampin' Dimensionals for when we use black cardstock. And I should have brought those up. I didn't even think of it because I didn't think I was going to use them today. But they would be perfect on this. So just a heads up, if you want to raise your image and you're using black cardstock, try putting it on those black dimensionals because those are not quite as noticeable as these white ones, but it should still be okay. Okay, I'm using up all my old end pieces here because they are just as good as the circles. Okay, I put quite a few on there, but I think it will be down and will not be coming up. Yeah, the black is good, isn't it, Marlene? I know. Yeah. I have to make sure I go dig those out because if I do any more of these, which I think I might, I think this is really a fun suite. Yeah. What do you guys think of it so far? Marlene, you're saying you like it. Okay, I'm going to see if I can line this up this way. Okay, hope you can still see what I'm doing. So we're just going to go to the edge of that designer paper, like so. Okay, let's take a look at this and see how we like it. Look at that. See, they do pop. Can you see that from the side compared to this one? I don't know if you can see that very well on the camera, but oh, they do pop out. Oh my. Oh, I'm loving this. What about you guys? Oh my gosh. If I would have thought of this, we could have done this at my class tomorrow, but I didn't. Okay. Well, now we know. Okay, I'm just going to close this versa mark here too, so nothing gets on there. All right. So last thing, I am going to add a few embellishments. Because it's a little bit plain. So here, I did some on this as well. So these ones are part of the suite as well. They are the frosted iridescent dots, and they have different colors. So these are sort of colors that are in that designer paper. You've got sort of some clear, a little bit of the blue, a bit of the pink, and a bit of the purple. So a little bit of each. So, because I'm doing more blue, now they do come in two sizes here. You've got some smaller ones and some larger ones. So, I think I might just use some of the smaller blue, and it kind of picks up some of the color a little bit. And maybe I'll do purple, although that kind of almost looks the same. Okay. No problem. And then maybe I'll just use a clear, or you could just use all the same, whatever you decide. All right. And then because it's sort of meant to be a Christmas card, I found, and I knew I had these somewhere, and I found them yesterday. Do you guys remember these stars that we used to have? These were the adhesive backed star trinkets, which I like. Hello, Axel Jörn. How are you? Oh my goodness, we have a German visitor. I'm so glad you're here. How do you like my Northern Lights card? I know you see them in Germany too, right? The Northern Lights? Yes. Okay, good to have you here. Okay, so we have some larger stars and some smaller ones. Now I think I might use just, okay, what am I going to use? I used a larger one there. Should I use a smaller one here so it looks a little further in the distance? How would that look if I did one kind of there? What do you think? Oh, Okay, so I want you guys to vote. Do you like A or B? Oh, I love them both. I can't decide. Here you've got a lot more of the pinks. Almost like a sunset-y kind, but definitely Northern Lights. And it almost looks like there's water back here, doesn't it, to me? Oh, I love that one too. And then this one is like a truly dark night sky with those trees and the Northern Lights popping up there. I love that one too. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is a look at that Light and Wonder bundle. I'm just wondering, I just wanted to show you quickly. I know a lot of you have this mini, but oh my goodness, where is it here? Look at some of these samples here. Okay, so look at this one. This is incorporating a lot of those other dyes. So you have some of the large trees here, and then some of the smaller ones which they've cut apart. And then they have like water and the mountains in the back and the clouds. So this is more of a, not even a Northern Lights, but it uses the backside of that paper. So like this is the blue that they've used for the sky, which is beautiful. So they've turned it into a daytime scene, kind of like something we would see in our Rocky Mountains, right? Like in Banff kind of idea. That's lovely. And they've done a really long card with that one. And then this one too, they've used the larger trees and sort of done it on a slope. And you've got the Northern Lights in the back there. So that's really nice too. And then this one is just a little bit, you know, it's kind of layered. They've got different layers going on there too. And you can use blending brushes if you want to make your own auroras too. With inks, you can do that. Oh, so many possibilities. So certainly take a peek on Pinterest or, you know, some of the other websites out there. You'll find some fascinating ideas that you can play with this paper and these dyes. So, all right, let me see if I can grab you back here. Man, I'm having all kinds of issues today. Sorry about that, guys. Oh my gosh. Yes, the paper does have some green in it, Marlene, too. So for sure. It's got all kinds of colors that you would see in the Northern Lights. Absolutely. So I hope you guys like that project. I thought it was really neat. I hadn't really had a chance to play with it too much. I did do one card at I was at a friend's stamping class back beginning of November, and we used it there. And that was a very simple, but you know, it was really, that paper just does it all on this particular suite. So I hope you like that one. And maybe on my Mystery Monday video this Monday, maybe I'll focus on a different design using this paper, and we'll try to come up with some other ideas that you guys can look at. So okay, thank you all for joining me today on this Friday. Looks like the sun is coming out, and my husband said it's supposed to get to plus, what is it today? +3, maybe a little higher. So whatever snow we did get might disappear. So, but then I heard next week we might get colder. So, thanks for coming, guys. I hope you enjoyed that project, and you can all, I'm going to post it on YouTube too. So if any of you, because Facebook only keeps our videos, our lives now for 30 days. So if you would like to take a look at it down the road or later, I will put it on my YouTube channel at Christine Stamping Spot. So feel free to subscribe if you're heading over there anytime. And I will put it under there as well. And that way, I think it should stay there for, I don't know how long, probably forever. I don't know. Okay, so I hope you all had a wonderful day, and or have a wonderful day. And we will see you again next week. Bye, guys.